You know, back when Disney announced, oh God, it's going on years now, when Disney announced that they were taking over Fox, everybody got excited about X-Men coming over. But of course, there were also people who were wise enough to also be excited about the idea of Fantastic Four coming over. And a part of that would mean Doctor Doom. Because Doctor Doom is simply one of the, I don't think you're going to find a lot of arguments from many people that Doctor Doom is at least one of the greatest comic book villains in the history of the medium. Mm-hmm. He's been done 4 times on screen, never once done right, and never once done well. So for a certain segment of the audience, the idea of Doctor Doom in a Marvel movie has been very exciting. Now, of course, we got a Fantastic Four movie coming. Whether or not Doctor Doom will be the initial villain in that, I personally think he should be. I know a lot of people think they should save him, but I think he's just too quintessential identified with Fantastic Four. I think you got to introduce him there. But some people thought, what about a solo movie? Because, Rob, if you remember, before the merger happened, what was it, Noah?
Yeah, it was Noah Hawley.
Noah Hawley had announced that Fox had commissioned him because he did Legion, and what else did he do? Fargo. They had commissioned him to do a Doctor Strange movie. He was all excited, but then the merger happened and that went away. Well, there is a report coming out today that there might be a Doctor Doom movie on the horizon. And it comes from the most notable comic book scooper of all time, Howard Stern. So here's what happened. Apparently Howard Stern was doing a show, and as they went to commercial, the mics were left hot. Now, of course, that's happened here on this show.
Yep.
Once or twice, where we've gone to a sponsor spot and the mics are still on, or we were ending the show, but the mics were still on for a while. I mean, it happens. It happens. But here's what's interesting. During this commercial run, you could hear the commercial playing and Howard Stern talking with his crew. And this is what Howard Stern said while talking to a crew. And it's hard to hear because it's overlapping with the commercials that are playing, but you can make it out. Here's what he said. He said, they're going over the schedule with me, and it's going to suck. I told you, I'm going to go do Doctor Doom. That's the thing. But believe me, I'm fucking miserable about it. I called Robert Downey Jr. and I was asking him for acting techniques. Do you have a number for Jon Favreau? I told you I'm going to do Doctor Doom. Now, this has everybody kind of freaking out online. And while it on the surface looks very legitimate, because this happens, hot mics get left on. But Rob, I can tell you that while our mics have been left hot once in a while, I have never once, while the mics were hot, also just happened to reveal something earth-shakingly relevant to the world. When they've been left on, it's like, man, my underwear's really tight today. Or, oh man, I shouldn't have eaten that extra fish taco last night. I mean, it's been something along those lines, right? I will tell you this. I have zero belief that this is real. I mean, it really happened. He did say that. He said that over. I have zero belief that it's actually authentic, though. I believe this is all set up. And somebody was reminding me today that 20 years ago, Howard Stern did something similar where mics were left hot during a commercial and he revealed his involvement in a certain movie that he didn't end up being involved in. So, no. If this had turned on, I said, oh man, the damn coffee maker's still out, blah, blah, blah. I mean, yeah, that's more believable. Just so happens that the mics were hot as they were talking about this Doctor Doom movie. And by the way, we already know all the upcoming movies and stuff in Phase 4. Phase 4 still has a long way to go. They're not about to go and run to get in front of cameras to shoot a Doctor Doom movie right now. And by the way, even if it was real, there's nothing in here. I see some people writing on Twitter, oh, what a terrible choice to pick Howard Stern to play Doctor Doom. Nobody said he was going to play Doctor Doom. I mean, even if on the 0.001% chance this is actually legit, it would be 99% certainty that Howard Stern would be going in to shoot for a day or 2 days or something. They would not be casting Howard Stern to play Doctor Doom. No. So, number one, even if this was real, he ain't playing Doctor Doom. It'd probably be some kind of small part, which would be fine depending on what it was he was doing. But number two, Rob, I have zero belief in the authenticity of this. I have no belief whatsoever. I believe this was all done completely on purpose by Howard Stern to get people talking, which is exactly what we're doing. So, I don't know, Rob, you hear about this. Again, we know mics get left hot. It happens.
Sure.
But let me ask you first, what would you think of the idea of a Howard Stern being in a Doctor Doom movie? What would you think of a Doctor Doom movie? And then lastly, but most importantly, what are the chances you think this is all legit?
Well, first of all, if he's in a Doctor Doom movie, he's probably interviewing Victor Von Doom when he comes to New York.
Probably dead.
To talk about the political situation of whatever's happening in Latveria or whatever. I mean, he would be playing himself, and we would see the Howard Stern show in the movie. But first of all, Marvel hasn't been. It's not like they do secret stuff. They plan for years in advance, and I just don't think that they would be doing a Doctor Doom movie before they do a Fantastic Four movie. So if anything, I believe that in Howard Stern's mind, he probably doesn't even know the difference. He's like, yeah, Doctor Doom's in this movie, so he's thinking it's a Doctor Doom. If it's at all legitimate, I think it's more probable that it's a Fantastic Four movie. He just called it the Doctor Doom movie because maybe in the movie he's actually interviewing Doctor Doom and that's part of the film. I don't know.
Right.
But no, I don't think this is like you. This isn't true. It's just not. But then again, in this day and age, John, I'm gonna reserve 5% of my. I'm gonna say I'm 95% sure this is BS, but I reserve 5% to be surprised by.
Who was it? Was it Bill Maher who was in Iron Man? Like, was Bill somebody? There was some celebrity in one of the Iron Man movies interviewing Tony Stark, and maybe that'll be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Aaron, what's it, Rob?
Wait, can we go back real quick? You said 0%, right?
Zero. You want to put something on that?
I feel like Ray knows something.
I think this is it.
You think this is the one?
He will make
This is
an
the moment
appearance
you've been
in
waiting
Fantastic. Oh, but that's so far away. Why are we going to make this?
I know it would be forever from now that we find
okay,
anything
never
out.
mind. Sorry, Aaron. Sorry,
All right.
John.
No, you're good.
So let me go
take
over
a
to
moment
Aaron.
and thank the sponsor of today's video, Masterclass. You guys know we love Masterclass around here and have been talking about them for a while. With over 100 classes from a wide range of world-class instructors, that thing you've always wanted to do is closer than you think. And you guys know one of my favorite classes on here is Bob Iger teaching business strategy and leadership. I go back and watch that like all the time. But also I recently discovered the new class on comedy by Steve Martin, where it includes comedy screenwriting as he does this great case study for one of my all-time favorite comedies, Roxanne. I've gotten more into screenwriting by taking a class from Aaron Sorkin himself. And of course, you guys know I'm a poker guy and I love my good Canadian kid, Daniel Negreanu, and I've been watching his stuff on poker strategy. It's absolutely fantastic. So guys, we highly recommend that you check it out. Get unlimited access to every single masterclass. And as a John Campea Show viewer and listener, you get 15% off an annual membership. So go to masterclass.com/Campea. That's masterclass.com/Campea for 15% off Masterclass.
So let me go over to Aaron on this. I mean, listen, we've all been very familiar with Howard Stern, who is a master of keeping himself in the conversation. I mean, he's made a career out of it. He's great at it. But anyway, you hear this. What do you think the chances are that this was a legit, honest, oops, we left the mics on, or do you think this is a work?
You know what? I'm honestly very torn about this. I'm a little 50-50, and here's why. Number one, it's not like the Howard Stern show has been, on the air for a few years. It's not like Howard Stern has been in the middle of a transition and now has, new people running his programming, or was in Vegas and everybody was drunk and I'm just kidding, we weren't all drunk. But yes, these things do happen, but you have to remember the Howard Stern show, it has been on the air for decades and is one of the most well-oiled machines and has many people behind the scenes, not just our beloved Jonathan, but many, many people running the show. And so I feel like a hot mic situation is a little less likely in such a well-oiled machine. At the same time, I don't see them saying, hey, we're going to do this really funny thing where we're talking in the background over our advertising that has paid a lot of money to have that advertising spot, detracting from what we are actually supposed to be advertising, unless it was a fake advertisement. I don't know. I also see him, given that the Howard Stern Show is not the John Campea Show. So for them and their audience, the news of a Doctor Doom movie or Doctor Doom being in a movie or Howard Stern playing Doctor Doom is not the earth-shattering news for their market as it is perhaps on our show. If our show had a slip like that, that would be massive. Howard Stern having a slip like that, that's not necessarily his world. So for him, it's just like, yeah, this Doctor Doom thing. I mean, as he says, if this is real, I'm miserable about it. So it's not like he thinks that this is the exciting thing that, I also think that's an odd thing to say if you were trying to, get some sort of enthusiasm built up for it. I really am 50-50 on this. I think that, like Rob said, it's a much better assessment that Dr. Doom comes and he is interviewing him as Howard Stern. For him to say, yeah, I called Robert Downey Jr. and got to get some acting tips. Well, that's just not how the studio would assign you an acting coach and they would lock you in a basement somewhere for months and say, you're going to learn how to play Dr. Doom. So yeah, I'm 50-50 on whether this is actually legit news, but I think that there's a good chance it could be legit news in a movie that is not centered around Dr. Doom, but at least has the character of Dr. Doom. And like Rob said, that Howard Stern as himself would interview that character.
All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this whole thing with the Howard Stern thing? I believe it's an absolute work generated to get, fools like me talking Howard Stern and promoting Howard Stern. I think it's exactly what he designed it to do. And damn it, the dude's a brilliant genius because it absolutely worked. Or do you think there's a chance here this is legit, that there is a Doctor Doom movie, that he's going to be doing it, that he's going to be working, some small role, whatever. Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and leave your thoughts there.